Welcome to Lexvi Designs. A happy new year to you. Today we are going to be making a gathers gown, though the gathers is very scanty due to the client's preference. So let's get right into the video. So first of all, I have her measurement on fold. I folded it into four, and this part is for the upper part of this dress. So for the upper part, I'm going to measure out her half length. Her half length is about 18. I just cut at 19. So I'll be marking at 19 and then I'll cut there, so that I'll have half inch for my joining on top of the dress, then half inch for joining the gathers down. So before the gathers, I'm going to have an upper part of the dress, and that is just cutting my basic body measurement. So because we have already done this basic body measurement countless times, I'm just going to rush through this, so that I can get to the class of today. So today I'll just go ahead to mark the neck width and the neck depth. So I'll just curve a bit, then I'll go forward to mark my shoulder. My shoulder is 14, which is 7. Then I added half inch for my sewing allowance. Then I marked my armhole at 8. I'm going to be rolling across. So I'm just doing that. So I'll just go ahead and mark the shoulder coming out by half inch, the armhole rather. This armhole is for the front part of this dress, not for the back. I'll just go forward and mark my shoulder slant. I was supposed to have marked this before, so I'll just go forward and mark it now. And then I'll cut the clothes and go ahead to the down part. So for this down part, I already explained to you that I am using 46 as her hip. I just added extra 1 yard because she doesn't want this gathers gown to be too full. So I just added about 1 yard to her hip, so it will not be too full. So this is the whole clothes. I'm just going to be cutting out the length. The length is what I'm going for right now. So I'm just going to cut out the length, then I'm going to run a thread all through. Let me just cut this out so that I will explain to you how I'm going to run the thread, and I'm going to give my machine a setting that will allow me to pull this thread. So let me just cut this and then show you step by step of how to cut all this out. So this is it now. Now at this part, I will just run a thread down the whole 360, the whole of it, till I get to this point, all of it. Now see the settings on my machine. Even if it's up, I'll bring it down to the last one so that I can sew freely on it. So this is the thread. I've just run the stitches down to the extreme end, to the other end of this fabric that I just cut. So I'm going to be pulling on one edge, but before I pull, I am going to notch the midpoint of this gown now. So I'm pulling from the thread under, the thread underneath, not the upper one. I'm just going to be pulling it to adjust to my preference. So let me just notch it again, so that you see. I will just pull the two ends together and then notch here at the middle, so that anything as I'm pulling it, everything starts and ends in the middle, on both sides. So no side will be larger than or longer than the other. So I'm just pulling, and I'll continue doing this till I reach that middle part that I just notched. Then when I reach the middle part, I will stop and then pull from the other end of this fabric. So while I'm at this, if you are yet to have subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly subscribe and turn on your notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I upload a video. Thank you. So I'm just pulling the thread, from the under, and I'm making sure that I don't pull too hard so that I don't cut the thread. So I'm just pulling with carefulness. So this is it. So I'll just get to this point and then I'll start pulling from this other side. When I'm done, I will join the lining while doing the same thing, almost the same, so that the lining will not be too tight, because if you use a straight lining, the lining might be too tight on the person. Or you can use the person's hip measurement plus 5 inches, then pull. But I am just going to be joining my lining, because this cloth is going to be having a lining. So I'll just do the same thing for my lining and join it together. So this is it. I have just joined the two of them. This is the cloth and the lining together, all pulled with the gathers. Now the gathers, I have to make sure that when I fold it into two, that I don't have anything less than her waist measurement, because I am joining it to the upper part of this dress. So I have to make sure when I fold it that I don't have anything less than the thing that will go to her waist to go round on her waist circumference. So I will now join the upper part of this cloth just this way and notch my midpoint before I now attach the down part to the upper part of this dress. I just notched, and then I will take the notched part to join to the other notched part as well. The notched part of the upper side and the notched part of the down side of the dress. So I will just join sew from the midpoint down to the left and sew from the midpoint down to the right, so that none of the sides is shorter or longer than each other. So this is me just pinning the two notched parts together so that I can sew to the left and to the right. This is so easy to make. It will not even take you a long time to make this gown, and it's so simple. Alright, this is just me just trying to put them together. You can even pin, so that once you get to your machine, it's so easy for you to sew. And I want to make sure that no side that the gathers is reaching the end without also losing or making the back to look straight. Just arranging the gathers, and that's all. So I just did that. Right now I have arranged the gathers to the end. Now I'm going to just join this downside. Let me just show you. This downside, I'm just going to join it just like as if I'm joining a normal cloth. I'm going to join it to where I need to start fixing my zip. So I'll just sew the zip down and sew the other side down too. Then the gown is ready. It's so simple to make. It's so easy to make. Once you follow the steps, you'll be guided. Okay, so this is how it looks at the back. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.